What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, we're unboxing and setting up the Spirit Halloween 2025 Fire Demon Animatronic. This guy was my store display, or my store's display version, whatever. He retails for $309.99, and I got him on the 50% off sale. He should work, but we'll see. Let's read a story, though. Born a demon from the fiery pits of Hades and abandoned to wander purgatory on his own, the fire demon's rage increased with every century he spent in exile. Eventually, after he finally escaped, he emerged to take his revenge on anyone who might have the misfortune to run into his twisted horns. It is said that just one breath from this 7-foot monster can burn down an entire town. If you are lucky enough to escape his wrath, you certainly won't live to tell the tale of when the demon revealed his face and dragged you into the dark abyss. That's a cool story. You may notice, so I got a huge haul of stuff. Baphomet isn't part of it, but he's back there. Lantern Keeper was. I bought him broken, and I'll actually show you real quick. It's why you're not getting a setup video for him, because I just assumed he didn't work, so I never made an unboxing of any sort. But I'll plug him in real quick just to show you that he works. Kind of. He doesn't fully work. You see he turns on. Let me make sure that you can actually see him properly. Yeah, you can. And then if for some reason his sensor doesn't work, but if I turn him off and then back on via the little switch, he activates. Or should.
You must be silent. The darkness is always listening.
So yeah, I wasn't aware what was wrong with him when I bought him. I just knew that he was broken, but honestly, as long as his lights only works, I don't care, because for the outdoor ones, I just leave them on lights only anyway. Unfortunately for this guy, he does not have an outdoor mode. Oh, I thought he didn't have the inner cardboard sleeve. I could have sworn on my life that the person who set up Fire Demon in my store, which was not me, got rid of it, but it's here, so I'm just stupid. I did take him down, so I'm aware of, his setup, at least to that capacity. Okay, well, I'm just gonna pull the clothes out, since they're not coming out anyway. So yeah, my packing job probably isn't great, as you can tell based on the fact that I can't get him out of the box. Here's a hand. He is super cool. He's one I originally wanted to get, like, way back when, but Animatronic guy had bought him, so I kind of veered off from wanting him, because I do like to... What is going on? I kind of try to veer off from getting the same stuff as Animatronic guy, but for this guy, I hit the point to where I was like, whatever. It don't matter. Because now this will give me a nice opening to just pull things out. How to do that for strings. New thing Crazy Create's been doing is they have the thin metal arms, and on the end, it's kind of hard to see, they have like an actual circular connector for the hands rather than the forked prongs, which allows you to spring pin them into place. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Here's horns. They were actually put on backwards in my store by, again, the person who set him up. I kind of thought it looked cool, though, so I never bothered to fix it, and I didn't even notice they were backwards until it was mentioned. So, yeah. Can I get anything? Oh, that's his rib cage. And his shoulders. And some other stuff that I'm trying to escape. Not really a huge fan of his rib cage. I think it looks weird. But yeah, inner fabric layer. Maybe not yet, actually. Another hand. There it is. Pretty cool. Here is his big old head. He's got 3 wires. I do think he could definitely be less, like, gray. And almost give him a little more of that bronzy color, because I think it looks great. But, it is what it is. Next up is poles plus the kaleidoscope light, which is pretty nice. Then you've got hip bracket with the control box, and a whole lot of wires. It's nice to see Crazy Crate doing an outdoor prop. I don't know about you guys, but that just wasn't something on my expectations for the year was a Crazy Crate outdoor prop. But if YJ did it, Crazy Crate can too. Anyway, that's everything other than sandbag. What is this? Cuffs or something. I'm not sure. He comes with an extra cotter pin. Not that that matters, but I figured I'd mention it anyway. So, beginning of this is easy. You're popping both B's on and then both C's on. The only other thing that I'm not mentioning as I say that is, the little base poles are getting slid up and through the like backs of the B's here. And there should be cotter pins to put through them. I don't think I have them. I don't know where they went, but they're not here. I honestly probably threw them away. I can't even lie. I wasn't paying that much attention when I was boxing this guy up to the trash. I was just throwing it all away. And I'm guessing the person who set this up didn't use them because I didn't see them. So, yeah. Next up is the hip bracket and then the mechanism. I'm just doing 2 steps at a time here. Trying to go quick. So Jack was supposed to be before this guy as far as videos. Maybe he still will be. That's good. Yeah, okay, those really do their job. But maybe he still will be, I'm not entirely sure. However, my Jack came broken. And you'll never guess, Zombie Tech didn't have parts. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna cry about it, I guess. So, yeah, hopefully he'll be soon. Hopefully I'll get that figured out. I emailed guest services. So maybe they'll help. Anyway, his shoulder is up to my height, so. So you're supposed to put the white layer on and then the kaleidoscope, and I'm putting the kaleidoscope on first. I hate this part. It just sits here. It does not get secured at all. There's nothing. It just sits in the hole. And normally I'd be like, okay, whatever, for the average prop. But for a thing that's supposed to be outdoor, I don't quite agree with that. Yes, the light's actually supposed to point down, not up. I apologize. You would think it would point up, logically, but that is good to know. I do feel like some things could definitely be more secure on this guy, but no, it is what it is. And he's getting up there. Next up is you're supposed to pop the horns on before the head, but I can reach his head, so I'm doing the head first. Which would be like that. There you go. They'll kind of like, they'll line up with the head's grooves pretty nicely. Like so. Okay, so he's got 2 layers of shirt. He's got an undershirt, which I think is this piece. Yes, because it has Velcro on it, and it'll just kind of attach around to places. So next up is the other layer of the clothing, and this should have the sensor in it, I would hope. Yes, it does. Yeah, so actually he's got a hood, apparently. And oh yeah, because he has Velcro kind of like midway on his head, which you'll end up connecting to. And then you can also line up armholes now. Kind of. I wouldn't fully line them up. Okay, so I might be dumb, but the Velcro on the front isn't really clicking in my brain. So we're gonna just pop the arms on and kind of see if everything fixes itself. So I'm gonna just start with this arm, and again, the sleeves are kind of just here. This one does also have the IR sensor, so I do have to keep that one in mind, and I'll just kind of slide it through. And then into the prongs. And wow, he is close to that ceiling, alright. Actually, I'll pop his hand back off, and then I can take the cuff and I can Velcro it to the underside of his hand, I think. Then I can pop his hand back on, give me the insight that I need, you know? So yeah, might be important to pop his chest on there. That's what the Velcro's for, haha. And there you go. And then you can Velcro to the sides of it with his like main front piece there. Turn off the lights. Let's see.
I have risen from the dark pit of despair. It burns inside me.
Hell yeah. Very glad I got him. I wish he had a lights only mode. That's like my biggest disliking of him. Because his lights look so cool.
I carry the eternal flames deep in my chest, where they will burn your soul.
I'll also want to definitely fix some of the like Velcroing and stuff on the clothes before next Halloween. Really? Really, bro? Because I do realize some of it doesn't look perfect, but I'll have more time obviously than I did right now for this video. So anyway, that's all. If anyone still can, I do definitely recommend buying him because he's awesome. Definitely I don't think he'd be the best prop with the elements, but I don't think he'd be the worst either. I mean, out of the two that are right here, I just think he's not as good as Lantern Keeper because of the lights only. Lights only really sells it for me a lot. But even him just looking like this, I think is awesome. Anyway, that's all. Thank you guys for watching. You guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.